Hi guys, on behalf of Ngage, I welcome you all to another episode of Aluminati. And today our seniors will be guiding us for the interview process of Marico. And I will be guiding you to a treasure that I personally cannot possess.
Hello everyone, my name is Rishabh and I have joined Marico on 17th August. I think all of us who got selected last year, we joined on 17th August and I am currently doing my field training in Hyderabad.
Hello everyone, I am Sachin and we joined Marico on the same date that Rishabh mentioned. Right now I am in Nagpur doing my
Hi guys, I am Sayam this side. So I am doing my stint in Raipur, Chhattisgarh. And as Rishabh stated, we started on 17th and I landed in Chhattisgarh approximately 7 days after Rishabh. So first interview was held at the campus itself. So it was with Rahul sir. Then after that, we proceeded for our next interview, which was held at the Hyderabad office. Then there we had an interview first with the ASM, then with the regional head, and I guess I'm not missing. And before the interview, we had a case discussion. That was all.
so first round HR round ने लिया था what Sayam mentioned. Prior to that was the case discussion. The second round was taken by the regional sales head, which is the state heads, and the final round, the third round of PI was taken by the divisional head of South.
So what happened was that like all of us had varying experiences when we were giving our interviews, right? So the group in which I was doing case discussion, it was only me who got selected, who got shortlisted for the interview, the HR interview that day. So the way my HR interview proceeded, I don't know if it was intentional or non-intentional. I'm not sure. That while I was giving the interview, the concerned person, he left in between. He had to go out. So I don't know whether he was checking my patience level or he actually had some work. So I was made to sit around 5 to 10 minutes idly in that interview room. So it might be a part of the strategy to check our patience, because this kind of work does require a lot of patience. Being in field and being consistent in how you talk to retailers and outlet owners. So after that, my questionnaire usually revolved around my past job experience and how I handled various situations in my past experience, and would I be apprehensive about anything, if at all, about this kind of job role which Marico was offering. There was some sort of, I wouldn't say personality questions, but more of attitude questions. Like it was asked that the NM Mumbai is, our head university or the main campus, and the people who are selected from there, they are straight away placed as ASMs, which is area sales manager, which is a post higher than us. So like, how would you feel if a person of equal to your stature and your understanding and skills and everything, but just because he carries that NM Mumbai stamp, he's placed as an ASM? How would you react to that? So those kind of questions were asked to me.
Then during my interview with the RSH, at that point of time, he asked me, are you comfortable switching to any locations? Do you have any location constraint? Do you get adopted to the new location? You don't have any issues and all that. And then he asked me, okay, then what do you think this role is all about? What have you been told and what do you expect? And how do you want to see yourself after 5 years in this role? So that was what my regional sales head interview was. And at last stage, he asked me, okay, so suppose we place you in a town where you have language barriers. So how would you adopt to that and how would you cope up to that? So that was all how it went. Then when I went for the interview with the divisional head, at that point of time, he asked me the similar questions, but there was a difference. He had a sheet. So what will happen is, after you complete up with the test and interview, you get to take a psychometric test. So he has that result sheet with him, and he asks you what do you think your strengths are, what are your weaknesses. So according to that, whatever you tell him, then he matches it with the sheet results of the your psychometric test, and if that matches up, then he asks you, okay, give me 3 things which you think are your strong points and 3 weaknesses. So at that point of time, I told him a story and I said I don't have any weakness because I always try to overcome whatever weakness I have. And he asked me about my strengths, and then that was done. So the daily routine is I start my day around 9:30 a.m. in the morning. So the shops here are opening at around 10 a.m. So as soon as the shop opens, we have to be there at the first shop. So in a day, so what actually happens is we go to the shop, we show him a product detailer. The detailer means it's basically, you can say, an A4 size sheets which mentions out all the products which Marico is supplying to a shop, or which Marico has in that particular area. So if you look at region wise, then I would say the West has some extra products which are currently not there, as I'm in the East region, and similarly South has some products which are not there in the East region, and East has some products which are yet to be launched in those regions. So all the products are mentioned on that detailer, which products are available in that zone. And after that, you ask him what he wants. Then you tell him, okay, we have this offer, and suppose we are launching a new product, we tell him about that. So this is what happens actually at the shop. You are talking to the retailer and telling him all the information. You have all the schemes and everything, and pushing the product as much as you can. Then you cover approximately 30 to 35 shops a day. And after that, you come back to the distributor point, and you start your day with the distributor point. There you download the particular data, which shops you have to visit, which shops, what you have to supply, and all the target is mentioned in that. And after your day ends, you have completed all the shop, you come back to the distributor point and tell him and update the data online, and it goes to the distributor. So the next day, the supply is done to the retailers. So that's how our day ends at around, maybe you can say for others it ends around 3. For me, it ends around 4:35.
So if I may add to that, so the way this training has been planned is that it will almost go on for 8 months. So like the first 2 months would be an urban territory. The next 3 months would be a rural territory. And the remainder of the months we would be given a project out of a metro location. And so the stints which we mentioned during start. So stints are nothing but the various training programs that we are having. So the part that Sanyam explained, it will not continue throughout the 8 months. It is our work area for the current month. So the next month that we would be we would be moving on to the territory sales officer stint. So that designation is of an higher level. So right now we are in the shoes of a distributor sales representative. We are going to the each shop. In next month we would be in the shoes of a territory sales officer. So he would be controlling, like in an ideal scenario, he himself controls around 10 to 12 DSRs. So like we would be in charge of 10 to 12 DSRs.
Girl can also do this job. So all the girls who are applying for this role, I would like to say कि जो मेरी TSC है, the mentor who is looking after me, she is also a woman. So मुझे कोई uncomfortable नहीं होता. I sit with the DSR and I go with him and do the market. And market maybe I am seeing that in many girls are there. This other day I met a girl. She's from PNG. She was also doing this DSR stint from her this thing. So it's nothing like that. Yeah, it's a little difficult because in terms of some other issues, like in the day if you need a bio break or something, and during the COVID it's not that possible. But in a sales role, generally this kind of problems will come in our way, but it's not that difficult because your mentors are very understanding here at Marico.
So talking about the assessment, it will be a 1.5 hour test, and it will be nothing more than a basic aptitude test that you prepare for any company. it would be comprising of LRDI and quants and verbal as well, if I'm not wrong. The difficulty level, I would say, is easy. You can compare it to the difficulty level that we had in NMAT. And every section will have an individual timer. So you log in, you choose your section, it will have its individual number of questions and the individual timer. So the test shouldn't be a problem, is what I would say, because the difficulty level is easy and the time is sufficient. My round one experience, which was the HR interview, was terrible, to be very honest. Because to be very honest with you, I never had good marks in my graduation and MBA. So the interview started with marks, and the HR, so whenever there was a moment wherein I tried to prove anything, he would again come up with the same issue that you are someone who never studied. If I have 30 people who have scored better in their graduations, in their post graduations, you are probably the person with the lowest marks sitting here in the interview round. Why should I hire you? So every time it was very difficult for me to convince him. But then the only way out of it was to be confident enough and to prove them that yes, marks is not the only thing that you should look at. And I tried to tell them that these are other aspects in which you should judge me apart from the marks, and this is where I think I can excel, and you just need to be confident and not lose hope. That's it.
So I'll start. So it was like I was almost into 10 to 15 minutes into the interview. So I was suddenly asked that what are you apprehensive about in this role? And it was like, you have to answer, like you cannot dodge that question, and you cannot fully say that okay, no, I'm not apprehensive about anything, and I'm fully prepared and I'm ready to go all guns blazing, because they were expecting an answer out of you. So it did catch me by surprise, to be honest. I did not know how exactly to respond to that. So the way I responded was that until now, all my experiences have been such that I have not been in a people handling role or to such a measure that the way I handle people will determine the turnover of the company, or it will have monetary aspects related to that. Like I handle teams, but it was more to get other work done. It was not something that was monetary or not related to a company's performance at all. So this role would involve me handling 10 to 12 people and getting work done through them. And if I'm not able to get that work done properly, so that will impact the bottom line on the sales, because that's what matters at the end of the day. So this was what was asked to me, and I answered it in a very neutral way. I was saying that okay, I did not say that I'm apprehensive about it. I said that I haven't had such an experience until now. But yes, I would be willing to learn about it as I go forward, and the training would help me understand that. So this was one question which caught me a little off guard.
Okay, so in my second last round, I was asked a situation wherein it was some sales situation, and the salesman was actually not being able to give him the answer correctly. But after the interview, he just told me one thing, that just remember one thing, that when you have to sell, you have to sell. So no matter what twisted questions we ask, your answer should be upfront कि अगर मुझे कुछ सामान बेचना है तो मैं उसको बेच के ही आऊंगी. So that kind of confidence should be there in a salesman.
Then apart from that, I would want to tell all the participants कि यार confidence मत lose करना. Interview में they'll try very hard to shake your confidence, and they'll try कि तुम अपना confidence lose करो, but then नहीं, you just have to be very concrete on whatever you have mentioned. And another suggestion that I would like to give is, if there might be any situation wherein you don't know an answer to whatever the interviewer has asked you, so at that point in time, please don't try to bluff. letting the interviewer know that you are not aware of it is not a big deal. It is okay.
Don't be just on the receiving end. Try to have a conversation. In the end, they will always ask, do you have a question? So, abhi to there are plenty of things to talk about. Like there have been new launches that Marico has done. There has been a change in the scenario because of COVID and everything. How consumer behavior has changed. So you have plenty of things to talk about. So never, if they say that, do you have any questions from my side? Never say no. Ask something, but it should be relevant, so that they should also sort of know that, okay, you are really following what is happening in the industry and you are following what the company is doing, and you are someone who likes to have a keen interest in what the company's approach is when they do make business decisions.
And one more thing to add on to what Rishabh said, just go through the product portfolio once. वो website पे भी है, and you can go through their LinkedIn page also, जहाँ पे पता लग जाएगा कि क्या क्या नया launch हुआ है. And just take a note of that. Don't try to mug it up, but you should know. They might ask your views on that, and they might ask whether you have used the new product. What do you feel like? Why is it so? And all that. So just be prepared for that. And that's it from my side. All the best, guys. So I guess I am the right person to start with this. So when I was being shifted in Raipur, so after that I was searching for a PG and I couldn't get a hygienic PG and a good PG I was looking for. So I just called up my HR and told her that, ma'am, this is the problem I'm facing and I don't know whether I'll be getting a PG in that particular 15 days of time you have given me. So she said, that's not an issue. You just send me a mail, let me know how much extension you need. And I just wrote a mail to her and it got approved and my stay was extended. So that is how they really care for you. And they take all the necessary steps to make you feel comfortable and feel like a family.
Needless to say, the compensation that they offer is pretty good, right? Apart from that, there are some things that that do not get mentioned in the CTC. The other things that are offered, they are usually offered in every sales job, but you guys should be aware of that. There is a travel allowance and daily allowance that is offered for each day. So like if you are in a non-metro location, it is 150 each. So that is 300 rupees per day. And if you are in a metro location, that is 400 per day. So even if you are going to a market for 20 days, but keep in mind, those should be genuine 20 days, not, bluffed 20 days. If you are actually working in market for 20 days, no questions asked, you would be getting 8,000 extra. So that is apart from all the salary components that you would be getting. There are other benefits as well, like you can get your mobile bill reimbursed, and then there is an medical insurance that is covered. So you do have all these benefits that are there. The only thing that matters is that whether you are actually willing to step into this kind of role. So in terms of monetary values, the company takes good care of everyone.
So one great thing that I am actually finding very, very great here at Marico is that everyone is approachable. Like मेरे super के the ASM in this area, उन्होंने कल मेरे को message किया that I am coming and doing the market with you. He then in the market there was a DSR and the ASM, and they literally told the shopkeepers, we are her bodyguards. So this kind of a relationship is there with all of them, and no matter I call anyone, like even if I call the divisional head, even he'll call back and he'll also give me guidance. So ये यहाँ बहुत बड़ी चीज़ है that everybody is approachable, and जो training में जो हमें जो भी जितनी learnings चाहिए, हमें किसी से भी चाहिए, वो time निकाल के तुम्हें दे देंगे. So that is one very good thing here that I have seen, which I did not see in my internship. I was having a lot of difficulties, but I did not know the right person किसको मैं approach करूँ उन सब के लिए. But here it's very easy. कुछ भी कोई भी problem हो, they are always there.
Clarify this, that why this regional divide happened. So when we were having our induction, one of the senior HRs asked the concerned person who was handling our induction that why are there no people from South, and she told that it was just pure luck. They hired from 3 campuses, and it was just coincidental that from all 3 campuses there was no one who was from South. So this time I think they deliberately want to remove that kind of divide, because eventually the local language will help in getting connected better to the gist of the job. So that is why this has happened. And but don't be disheartened, I would say to everyone else. Like अगर ये नहीं आई तो इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि तुम कहीं और नहीं हो पाएंगे. So you would still get ample opportunities. I'm sure you guys are doing pretty good job. I see your LinkedIn and other posts. You guys are bringing in good speakers. So continue doing that, and all the best once again.